All right. I think I was born on a stage. So let's all get up for a second. Just because everyone's been sitting down, there's stagnant energy, let's connect. So I want you to take your arms and do it all the way up. You just have a big breath. With me, and then out. All right. Now we're aligned. Take a seat. How's my presentation, D? Yes? 2 seconds? All right, here we go. Looks good? Full screen? No? The question that I'm going to ask you today, and I guess the intention of why I'm going to ask it, is that I would like you to feel. Have we forgotten how to feel? Do we go to school to learn how to feel? No, I don't think so. But to feel is everything, and I would like you to feel the wisdom that I'm going to give you today, because it's mine. And the question is, what are you creating? It's such a great question, you know. I'm 45, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, I always had hustle, I always loved building companies. Whatever you tell me I can't do, I'm going to do. But it was always that, like, why am I doing it? Why do we do what we do? It'll make you go crazy if you can answer, or very smart. So I have this whisper. It's like, why am I even building what I'm building? What am I seeking in this world? And I hear it consistently with the presenters today, that it is validation. And when we create from validation, we do not create from a place that is whole. It's to fill something pop. And I started thinking about this whole notion of why do I need to validate myself in order to be loved? Love is the most powerful thing that we have in our lives. To master love is to master everything. And it starts as a child, as a dream. It's an invisible cage that is our life. And this cage is a dream in which we see ourselves in. And each and every one of you here today is sitting in their own cage. You have an understanding of your consciousness, but you have an understanding of the macro world around you. And it's ingrained deeply into you. For me, I was always challenging everything that I could do, but I was challenging it the wrong way. I just began to run. I would create in cities. I would jump the globe. I would build businesses in 30 days from nothing. But every time I would get to the same result, regardless of the success, I would feel empty. So I started thinking, why is this pill that I subscribe to so relevant to so many? I talked to billionaires, like, what did it feel like when you hit the billion? He's like, I felt empty. I'm like, how's your personal life? It's shit. I'm like, wow, so many kids want unicorn status. I've been with those people. You do not want to be them. I'm sure there's a couple few that are great. So this thing started to crack for me. It was this mirror was cracking. And I did so much work, personal, deep, inner work. And I was thinking, whose dream is this that I'm living? I owned an advertising agency for 15 years. Well, the whole world is an ad, really. We're advertised from our parents. We're advertised from society. We're advertised in education. These things are not ours. There's something much more deeper to us, which is soul. So I started to understand that I really need to convert my pain into purpose. And the core fundamental belief of that was that we are all instruments and that we can tune into any reality we wish to. You can think of yourself as a guitar. So there was a turning point for me. At age 40, after having 3 kids, successful companies, all these things, I basically said, I'm going to go and leave everything. I'm going to travel the world with a backpack with nothing. And I came down to being nothing. And that was very fun. I was met with myself in a variety of circumstances in a variety of countries, both negatively and positively. And then last year, I said, okay, enough running. I'm going to go even deeper. I hired my therapist, who's here today. Thank you, Anna. I got sober. I fell in love. And I started to really figure out that I had to be solitude in myself. I had to have no distractions to actually go deeper to who I really was. And when I understood that, I was like, you know what? Why don't I try to help people create dreams? And how do I do it tomorrow? So I was like, okay, I'll put a video of myself on Instagram. So I did. 100 people booked sessions with me, and I had no coaching certificates, nothing, all over the world. My calendar was up 7 hours a day, and I did nothing but just a single video, one action. And I'm actually here today because of that one action I decided to do in December. And I sat with strangers and cried with them and shared love with them and laughter because I understood that if I connected someone to their inner child, that the most beautiful things could happen at that moment. And that's when I started to see that there's an alchemy to life. So one of my favorite books is The Alchemist. That everything that is blocking us is our limiting beliefs on who we are. And when you can change the limiting beliefs, everything changes. To express without expectation. Wow, that is phenomenal. Why are we expecting something when we express something? Does an artist paint to exit a company? Does an artist create something in order to have an evaluation? It's silly. So just create. That's what I did. I put a video of myself. Now I'm at TEDxESCP in London. Pretty good. So there's 2 journeys of life. 1, discover who you are. Good luck. It's fun. You'll do it. 2, create with purpose. Those are the only 2 things you have to do with your life. If you can do those 2 things, you're going to have a fantastic life. It's that simple. And through this path, is that we're really discovering who we are, not who we thought we are. And that becomes the magic, and it's scary. Because when you stop sustaining the person that you thought you were, the mask comes off and you find out who you actually are. And that creates that fire to create beautiful companies in this thing. It's a dance, though. We're dancing between these kind of narratives. We're failing, we're trying, we're working. It all systematically starts to come together. But we have to understand the larger system that is at play. And the system is that there's an illusion of codes and systems. There's codes in education, there's codes in business, there's all these codes. But who are they created from? Are they created from people from pain? Are they created purely from the mind? How are they creative? And we're subscribing to them as our reality. Who's better, the person that works at the coffee shop or the person with the PhD? Who's happier? Why does it even matter? Who created the title PhD and why is it relevant? But we create these things as structures, as rules, so people can feel hierarchy, so people can be orderly. And I don't subscribe into them because I'm a creative human being that believes possibilities are everywhere. But these paths, these rules, they keep following us through, and they haunt us. Because you think when you're a child, you see your parents and you see them, you're like, this is the path I need to go on. Surely it's the right path. You don't question it when we have to question it. These are the aspects of control that we're working towards. Now, when I go deeper into this thing, is the darker side of venture capital and entrepreneurship. There's these quotes where they talk about investing in misfits. What they want to be doing is investing in people that have mental health problems. They actually want to invest in people that have trauma. You know why? Because they're going to work like crazy and they're going to give up everything for success. They want that. It's these warriors, these wounds that have endured hardship that are plaguing through the world. Take Elon Musk, for example. As a child, he was thrown down the stairs, beaten, fringe relationship with his father. And although he's been one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world right now, look at what it's bringing to his life. He's building rockets to leave the world. He's taking over governments because he doesn't feel connected to himself. So he's trying to change the world the way he wants it to be. Why is it that we draw on trauma to build? Now, the difference between an artist and an entrepreneur is an artist can create from anger. But when an entrepreneur creates from anger, it's a DNA. And the DNA is a culture. And the culture is a company. So that we live in the company that the entrepreneur created out of anger to validate himself that he was good enough. What kind of company do you think that's going to be? Not the kind of company I wouldn't want to be at. There's a cost to success, which shouldn't feel like a life sentence. Because I realized the more success I had, actually the more hollow I became, because I really just needed to connect deeply into my heart. 77% of entrepreneurs have mental health and addiction issues. I've had them all. $1 trillion every year in productivity because of mental health. These aren't statistics, they're a cry for help. By 2030, $13 trillion are going to be the number which mental health is going to cost us. So what do people do? They work really hard. They get fucked up on the weekends. Sorry, I can't curse. Screwed up on the weekends. They turn to substances to feel something because they don't know how to feel. Because they don't know how to address mental health within them. No one does. They don't know. They're scared to do it. So the positive side, let's turn this up a little more happier now, is that there's a new way to create. There's a way to feel whole and connected to our hearts and to who we truly are when we build something. I call it alchemy. And what I start to understand is that I am an instrument. And each and every one of you is an instrument. We have to tune our instruments, decide what resonates with us. What is our body telling us? What is our hearts telling us? How do we tune into this reality? This is the dream that I want to create in the world. A dream where we create from clarity and purpose into a bigger society that we can all unite around. So I'll leave you with one question. If you could create and you could become successful, but you did it from a whole place, and no one was looking, no one even cared what you did, what would you do? Like, what would you do if no one was looking and you just did it for your inner child? That is my speech. Thank you.